Hello and welcome to Born to Run channel. Today I am going to explain you the way the pattern of the civil services examination, which one will conduct this examination and what was the eligibility criteria. Starting with UPSC. UPSC means Union Public Service Commission. It is the one which conducts this examination. It is a constitutional body, which means it was mentioned in the constitution and it also derives functions and powers from the constitution itself, and it recruits students based on 24 posts, and these 24 posts were categorized into three types, that is All India Civil Services and Group A services and Group B services. In All India Civil Services you have Indian Administrative Service, Indian Police Service and Indian Forest Service. IFOS, IAS and IPS, these three were collectively called as All India Civil Services. Group A services, I given you few, many are also there, just see it. I given you only few, many are also there. Indian Audit and Account Service, Indian Defence Exchange Service, Indian Railway Protection Force Service, Indian Revenue Service, Indian Trade Service, and so on and so forth. Many were also there. These are collectively called as Group A services. Group B services, Armed Force Headquarters Civil Services, Section Officers Grade, and DANICS, DANICS, Delhi, Andaman and Nicobar Islands, Lakshadweep, Dadra and Nagar Haveli, Daman and Diu Civil Services. And DANIPS, DANIPS, Delhi, Andaman Nicobar Islands, Lakshadweep, Dadra and Nagar Haveli, and Daman and Diu Police Services. Pondicherry means Pondicherry Civil Services. These all are collectively called as Group B services. Moving to eligibility conditions. Nationality. If we are applying for Indian Administrative Service, Indian Foreign Service and Indian Police Service, only citizen of India can apply. Other citizens can apply for other posts and not for this. For other services, along with citizen of India, a subject of Nepal and a subject of Bhutan can also apply. Subject, he means here nothing but citizen only. In historical past, people was ruled by the king. They have less freedom and liberty, so they treated as subjects. But in modern day, the political form of government is changed. Here, peoples are treated as citizens. They have more freedom and liberty. So keep in mind that here subject means nothing but citizens. So subject of Nepal and Bhutan along with citizen of India, they also apply for other services, not for IAS, IFS and IPS. And a Tibetan refugee who came to India before 1962, 1st January and settled in India, he can also apply for this. Refugee means a person belonging to one country crossed the international border and settled in the other country because in his own country he left his country due to any persecution based on race, religion or any war. He left his country for his safety, crossed the international border and settled in another country. He is a refugee. Tibetan refugee means he came to India from Tibet, that is he is Tibetan refugee, and he came to before 1962 1st January and settled in India. He can also apply for these other services, not for all Indian civil services. Along with this, person of Indian origin who migrated from these countries and settled in India from Pakistan, Burma, Sri Lanka, Zaire, Ethiopia, Vietnam, and settled in India and migrated from these countries and settled in India, he also can apply for these other services. Except citizen of India, remaining all other required a certificate of eligibility which was issued by the government of India. Then only they can apply for these posts. Moving on to the age limit, age factor. If you want to apply for civil services examination, the minimum age is 21 and the maximum age is 32. Within this, you can write any number of times, but there is a based on their caste, they have specific attempts only. So minimum age is 21 and maximum age is 32, and there is age relaxation with regard to the upper age limit. And the candidates belonging to SC, ST, the age relaxation will be 5 years. And if you are other backward caste and you are having reservation, which means you belong to non-creamy layer, you have 3 years age relaxation. And ex-servicemen, including commissioned officers and emergency commissioned officers and short service commissioned officers, which are at least given 5 years in service in military, they also have maximum up to 5 years age relaxation with regard to upper age limit. And person with benchmark disabilities, they have the age relaxation of 10 years. And person with benchmark disabilities means people who are blind, low vision, deaf, and you have any problems with ear, dwarfism, autism, specific learning disabilities and mental illness, and many other others are there. I history you given, so go through it. They have the age limit, age relaxation 10 years with regard to upper age limit. Number of attempts. If you are a candidate from SC, ST, the number of attempts will be unlimited, which means within 21 to 37, you can apply for any number of times. And if you are a candidate belonging to OBC, other backward caste, you have attempts of 9 only. And if you are general category, you have 6 attempts. And if you are candidate PWD with belonging to general caste or economically weaker section or other backward caste, you have 9 attempts. And a person with disabilities, SC ST candidate, their attempts are unlimited. Pattern of the examination. It is a 3-tier examination pattern, which means 3 phases were there. Phase 1 prelims, phase 2 mains, and phase 3 interview. So 3 phases were there, starting with phase 1 prelims. Prelims is objective in nature, which means multiple choice questions. One question is provided with 4 options. You need to choose the first right answer. And it contains 2 papers, GS1 and GS2. GS1, subjects like Indian polity, history, economy, geography, environment, current affairs, and many others are there. And in this, 100 questions will be provided, with each question carries 2 marks, so totally 200 marks. The time limit is 2 hours. And 1 by third will be penalized for your wrong answer. And GS2, General Science Paper 2, is all about CSAT, Civil Services Aptitude Test. It contains 80 questions. Each question carries 2.5 marks, and 1 by third will be penalized for wrong answer, and the time limit is 2 hours. Here, GS2 CSAT is qualifying nature, which means you need to secure at least 33%. Then only they will evaluate your GS paper 1. And GS2 is only qualifying nature. You need not to score high merit or anything. Just need to qualify. Just to qualify only. 33% you need to secure. If you once you secured in GS2, then they will evaluate your GS1 paper. And GS1 is all about merit based. The marks you scored in GS1 will decide you whether you are going to write mains or not, and going to mains phase 2. It contains 9 papers. First 2 papers were qualifying in nature, remaining 7 were merit based. So what were the first 2? First 2 qualifying papers were paper A and paper B. Paper A means Indian language. You need to choose one language from out of 22 languages which were mentioned in the Indian Constitution 8th schedule. And paper B is all about English, and it is a 3 hours examination, 300 marks. It is a qualifying. These 2 were qualifying in nature, which means you need to secure at least 25% of marks. Once you get 25% of marks, then they will evaluate your remaining answers, remaining papers. These 7 were the merit based exams, merit based papers. Essay, General Studies 1, General Studies 2, General Studies 3, General Studies 4, Paper 1, Paper 2 of optional. Essay, it is 3 hours examination and 250 marks. Essay, section A, section B is there. Each section have 4 questions. You need to write 1 question from each section. 1 question, 125 marks, another question, 125 marks, so totally 250 marks. GS1, subjects like Indian heritage and culture, history and geography of the world, and Indian society. It is also 3 hours examination, 250 marks. And GS2, polity, constitution, government, social justice, international relations. It is also 3 hours examination, and it contains 250 marks. GST, GS General Studies Paper 3 is all about environment, biodiversity, agriculture, economic development, science and technology, and internal security. It is also 3 hours examination through 250 marks. General Science Paper 4. It is all about ethics, integrity and aptitude. It is also 3 hours and 250 marks. And the pattern for these GS 1, 2, 3, 4 are section A and section B will be there. Section A contains 10 marks, 10 marker questions, 10 questions, and 50 marker questions, 10 questions. So totally 250 marks. The GS 4 will be like this only, and optional. You need to choose the optional which was mentioned in the UPSC notification. Any one subject out of them you can choose, and it contains 2 papers. Only one optional, it contains 2 papers. Example, if you take public administration as optional, first paper contains theoretical part mostly, and second paper contains Indian context. So these are the optional subjects which you can take: agriculture, anthropology, sociology, public administration, political science and international relations, history, geology, geography, and many other were there. You can choose any one of them as your optional. Along with these optional, you can also choose literature as your optional. See, literature in Assam, Bengali, Hindi, Kannada, Telugu, Malayalam, so any one of them. See, the languages which are mentioned in the UPSC notification, you can took one of them and you can go with the literature of this, any one of the subject. For example, in 2016, K.R. Nandini, the All Indian first ranker, she go with Kannada literature. So you can choose any one of them as optional. And the third phase of this examination is interview. Interview is all about 275 marks. It is for your personality test. So this was the 3 phases of this examination. See, mains and mains and interview. Totally it contains 1025 marks. This is all about pattern eligibility criteria and UPSC. So for more videos, please do subscribe and follow our channel. Thank you.